What's up, guys? Now, it's been a few days since we caught up with each other, isn't it? Because the last week for me has been just a manic whirlwind. It's been a brilliant whirlwind, but it's been crazy. I mean, as you know, I was in Amsterdam last week, and then I came home straight up to Manchester for the Formula E show. Eventually got home Sunday evening, and we went away on Monday, Claire and I, for a night just to catch up. Yesterday, I took my eldest daughter Lexi, to the airport because she's going off around the world for 6 months travelling. So that was an emotional roller coaster. I'm fully happy to admit I cried like a baby. But I've just heard from her this morning. She has arrived. She's in Delhi, starting an incredible adventure. So I'm really proud of her, really pleased for her. I am now in Birmingham, ahead of a talk that I'm doing this morning to a software company based up here, and I've got up early to watch the F1 season launch from Federation Square. Did you watch it? Were you up and watching? I thought it was the first time they'd done this kind of event, and I thought it was great. It was great that they've done it. There were lots of things that could definitely be improved about the production, about the way it was put together. It felt like they were rushing drivers through so quickly that they barely didn't have time to make a comment. But look, great that they've done it, because the fan turnout was amazing. There's so much enthusiasm for Formula One down in Melbourne, that I think that kind of event is just perfect for that city. So well done to Formula One, well done to the Australian Formula One organisers for putting that on, and I suspect that's something that will just grow and grow over the years. But let me know if you watched it, what you thought. I am up early because I've got this talk in about, I don't know, an hour and a half, but I've also got to write 2 scripts for some Formula E filming that is coming up in a couple of weeks. So manic busy day. I've got to try and fire these out before I then go for breakfast and then go to this talk, before then driving all the way home. So crazy day. A couple of things to clear up, or to point out. I had lots of questions recently over the last week. One of the questions which comes up all the time is about the F1 Drive to Survive on Netflix. I am watching it. I'm only on the 2nd episode at the moment. Just because it's been so busy, I haven't had a chance, but I will give a full review as I get further into the series. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. My initial reaction is that great that they've done it. I think it's a real nice insight into lots of the characters within our sport, from what I can see. An insight that we just don't normally get. So that is a real positive. It feels a little overproduced. Some of those kind of, the dubbed sounds over the top of the action seem a little bit Hollywood for me. But and some of the commentary is very clearly been put in post. It's not genuine commentary, and maybe it's just to me who kind of know this sport very well, but it stands out a mile as not being natural. Maybe to new Formula One fans that doesn't say much, so let me know your thoughts. As I say, I'm only on episode 2 right now, but I think it's a great idea and something that's generating a huge amount of enthusiasm for our sport, so brilliant. The other one is, what was the other one? Why didn't I have, why have I been away, I guess? Because it's been so busy, I didn't manage to get out an Ask Elvis this week or anything on Tuesday. Please don't assume that I haven't read any of your questions. I have, and I've got them all banked, and we will be back into sort of normal service next week, I hope. I've got a race preview, as I always do, and I did last year, a race preview coming up tomorrow. So Thursday, the race preview for the coming Grand Prix will happen, but this year joined in partnership with the GPBox.com, which is a kind of almost like an eBay for motorsport products. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And there's a partnership coming which will mean that for every one of the race previews there will be a giveaway, a prize, and I've been sent most of the prizes, and there are some epic ones in there. So more details on that tomorrow. Watch tomorrow's race preview video and you'll get everything you need to know about how to win one of those amazing prizes. So loads of good stuff coming up. I need to really crack on with this, so I'll catch you a bit later. Oh, I know what the other question was that's been coming up repeatedly, and it's about the fastest lap, the point for fastest lap, which, as you will know by now, has been agreed on by all teams. It's happening. From this weekend there'll be a point for fastest lap. Only within the top 10 you can get that. And loads of people have said to me, well, first of all, loads of people have said, why haven't they given a point for qualifying for pole position? Seems to make much more sense. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you on that. And the other one is, why haven't they given those points all the way down the field? Well, the very reason they haven't done that is because that's kind of what we had in Formula E in the beginning. Anybody within on the track could get the point for fastest lap. And what happened was, we had a really weird situation where drivers who have dropped out of the race, essentially, after having a failure or just right at the back with no hope of scoring, would go and sit in the garage for the entire race, preparing the car, making changes to the car for almost like qualifying changes, sit in the garage and then come out right at the end just for a last couple of laps, and then tootle around the circuit really slowly, looking for a gap in the traffic, getting in everybody's way. The race leaders, as they're tearing around fighting for position, these back markers who are just crawling around looking for space would get in their way. It would ruin the spectacle, and it just doesn't work. They'd be fighting for this fastest lap point. So that's kind of why they haven't done that. But I just don't get it. As I said in the video the other day, I don't get why we've had to do this or why anybody thinks this is a great idea. I don't see how it spices up the show. I don't see how it adds anything to Formula One. And to be honest, it's so rushed through at the very, very last minute. I mean, look, there are so many more important things we should be looking at making changes for Formula One. We want to spice up the show, let's think about the fundamentals, of what we can change to improve the racing and improve the spectacle. And I know they are looking at that for 2021, but it feels like a very rushed through afterthought. And look, maybe we'll be proved wrong, but I just can't see people cranking up engines when they're so limited with engines over the course of the season. I can't see people risking, whatever points they've already got, because you'll only score this fastest lap point if you're already in the points. And I can't see people certainly saving a fresh set of tyres as part of some kind of change of strategy to go for the fastest lap. So nobody is going to have a brand new set of sticky soft tyres left over unless they've had some really weird weekend. I just think it's a weird one, but anyway, it's happening. We'll find out the results over the next few races as to what difference it makes. But there you go. Loads of people ask me about it, particularly about why we haven't given it the option to everybody in the field. But yeah, I think it could be done differently. It could be done better. There's my thoughts. So the talk is done. It went really well, actually. It was a really nice event. In fact, everybody at the event got given one of my books, which I had to sign. So I've signed so many books over the last week. It's hilarious. And I apologise if you got one, because I'm sure no two signatures look the same. But yeah, really nice event. I was talking about, it was a software company, and I was talking about how F1 teams use software or use data to find advantages in some of the perhaps the less obvious ways. So for example, around pit stops, how F1 teams create data sets for every pit stop to be able to analyse it in that forensic level of detail that they do, to look for advantages, sometimes tiny advantages, to create themselves some sort of performance advantage over the competition. So that was what the talk was about, and it went really well. I'm now on the way home. There were loads of great questions, actually. There were some really good ones about Formula One, chances of all the drivers and all the teams, what the pecking order is, and you know my opinion on this. I kind of find it funny how lots of the media, the F1 media organisations, over the course of pre-season testing have kind of put everybody into an order, a pecking order. They've decided on a pecking order off the back of pre-season testing, and I think I said this once before. When I was at the team, we used to be sat in the garages at pre-season testing, almost looking out and kind of laughing at what everybody else was doing in terms of judging performance, because it's really not that relevant in terms of the times and that kind of stuff. So we will find out very soon what the performance pecking order is, and I really can't wait. Saturday qualifying is going to be really interesting to see everybody on the limit, to see who can come out on top. I'm really excited by it. I hope you are as well. Formula One seems like it's been away for ages, and yet it's back this weekend. So let me know if you're watching. I'm sure you are. Let me know how you're watching, where you're watching, who you're excited to see. Let me know who you think is going to come out on top this weekend. And the other thing, of course, with this particular race, the Australian Grand Prix, doesn't always produce the best racing. If you think back to last year, the knee-jerk reaction off the back of the Australian Grand Prix is why we've had all the changes to the car's front wings, rear wings, barge boards for this year, isn't it? So are we going to get a good race, or are we going to get kind of let down again with so much anticipation, and then will it be a sterile race? I hope not, but we haven't got much longer to wait. Right, I'm on my way home, and then more of this tomorrow, and then we can really focus on getting ready for the Grand Prix weekend. Ta-da for now. Oh, forgot to say, amazing news. I got an email this morning from YouTube saying that my channel has been put on the UK trending page on YouTube's homepage today, for one day only, as the creator on the rise. So I am YouTube's creator on the rise for the UK for today. Amazing! Love that. And that's thank you to you guys. Well done. I'm really pleased about that. I don't know what it means really, but look, it puts us in a position of prominence on the YouTube homepage, just underneath that brilliant James Corden and David Beckham video. If you haven't seen that, go look it up. It's awesome. But there we are. Love it. Ta-da!